Did you find anything of interest in the crate? I can't believe anyone knowingly involved would have let themselves be exposed to the storm. Perhaps the pilgrims were tricked into transporting the crate. Or maybe it was slipped into their cart. Yes, of course. Though I fear what we may find there. The temple was clearly at the center of the storm. Regardless, there's still a lot we don't know about the effects of this ritual. Observing the target area could offer new insights.
Alright, don't cry for money. In a big family, you have to know how to scrap. I never used to fight this much, until I met you.
By Meridia's light, so many dead. How could Meridia let this happen to her faithful?
I'll need to perform more tests. But from what we've seen, I believe the storm affects mortals in 3 distinct ways. It kills them, transforms them into harrow fiends, or leaves them mindless. I suppose I'd say it harrowed those poor pilgrims. Head to the temple and help Bavian. See what else you can learn inside. I'd accompany you, but Meridia doesn't approve of my kind, and I'd rather not get on her bad side. In the meantime, I'll finish up out here. I'll take samples from the harrow fiends, and try to determine how the storm killed these people. Later, we can retrieve my alchemical equipment from where I hid it so I can analyze the residue. I didn't want to carry fragile instruments into danger.
Monsters in this holy place. We need to find the temple priests.
Now I'm going to.
Bavian! Our own brethren have turned against us! They've become monsters!
Calm yourself, Acolyte, and tell me where the High Priest is.
I'm safe in here, but the rest of the temple... it's overrun with monsters. Worse, they're our own priests and pilgrims. I saw one pilgrim attack the storm. I hadn't thought of that. Terrible things started happening after it began, though. This may be heresy to say, but Meridia has abandoned us. Who's there? Is that you, High Priest?
Our own brethren, like vicious animals. We must find the others.
Murnazu gave me no choice, Bavian. I swear it. Just this morning, we were debating the mysteries of the colored rooms. Now he's gone. He attacked me. He tried to devour me. I had no choice but to kill him. To kill a cherished student. Signs? Do you want to know if he announced his intentions before he turned into a ravenous beast? No. Nothing. One moment he was fine. The next, he was a monster. The High Priest took the survivors and fled to the catacombs.
Priest Armin? Wait. Follow me. He fled into the vestry. Armin, please. You don't want to do this.
Maybe I should have joined the buoyant armigers.
They're mad, beyond all reason. Even in this temple, Meridia's light does nothing to help those afflicted with this feral curse. We need to reach the catacombs and find High Priest Varkor. The catacombs can be accessed from deeper within the temple. We just need to get the key from the Chamberlain's sanctum. I think I know why the High Priest went to the catacombs. It's not only a defensible location, it's where our relic is kept. Meridia's brilliance. It has the power to channel her light and purge the temple of this corruption. At least, I hope it does. High Priest Varkor wouldn't just hide in the catacombs. She must have a plan to save us. Did you find the key that opens the catacombs? Did you retrieve the key from the Chamberlain's sanctum? We need it to open the door to the Perfect! There are only 2 keys that I know of, and the High Priest has the other one. Now open the door. Oh no. Even the catacombs are corrupted. The High Priest! By the light! Quickly, retrieve the relic. Retrieve the relic, and we can escape through the old air shaft. I'm still here. Thanks for asking. This way, my friend. Let's meet back in the cave. How fragile my faith, when I can depend more on help from a stranger than from my God. And such terrible things we witnessed today. An unnatural storm, vampires, innocent people turning into monsters. I fear this corruption cannot simply be prayed away. It seems that Meridia has abandoned us to our fate. Why? I cannot say. Ah, thank you. These belonged to Roligmolf and Acolyte Lorelfor. I wish we could have saved them, but at least we can use these to remember them. I doubt we can recover their remains before the temple is sealed. With Meridia's brilliance, I'm not sure my faith is strong enough to use it after all this, but I suppose I have to try. I owe that much to High Priest Varkor's memory. I'll work with our remaining priests. Try to use the relic to purge the corruption and seal the temple. If that doesn't work, well, let's hope that it does. Thank you, my friend. You stood with us while Meridia turned away. We won't forget. The injured still need to be treated, and the temple's corruption needs to be dealt with. Despite the way I feel about Meridia now, I still have a responsibility. I won't walk away from it. Not like Meridia walked away from us. I lost a lot of things today. We all did. But that doesn't mean I won't keep trying to help the faithful. There are injured to tend to, and those poor souls who lost their mind to the storm. I want to find a way to help them all. High Priest Varkor claimed it contained Meridia's divine light. There are rituals for releasing such power. Whether I or one of the other priests can make use of it,
That's close enough, Leech.
Wait! I'm not part of the coven!
Looks like I made it back just in time. This place is crawling with vampires, and that one was about to make a meal out of you. House Ravenwatch. I've heard of them, but he's a long way from Rivenspire. Well, if you're willing to trust a vampire, I suppose I can too. I spotted a Coven Witch. If we hurry, we might be able to catch her. On the cliff overlooking the temple, calls herself Sister Embrit. I was going to rush her, but I wanted to make sure you hadn't run afoul of any of these monsters first. No offense, Fen. Come on, if we're lucky, the witch is still up there.
Perhaps I could question the witch before you introduce her to your impressive axe blade?
The ritual needs refinement.
Kill her before she can summon another storm.
Willing sacrifices. How nice.
Sacrifice! I'd rather give you my axe, witch.
Take her prisoner. No matter. I found something. This way?
Go with your vampire friend. I'm gonna look around here.
Do you see? These are the same as the urns smuggled from Bankarai. They didn't just shatter. They exploded. I can sense traces of magicka clinging to the shards that matched the energy used in the storm ritual. These other fragments, though. All this rubble scattered around didn't just come from these urns. The texture and patterns are different. They appear to have used the funerary dust in the urns to summon the Harrow Storms. But I'm not sure what was inside the larger vessels. Look at the shape of the fragments. They come from a hollow receptacle of some sort. Something at least as tall as you. Perhaps larger. Just another piece of the puzzle. Maybe when I analyze the witchpike residue, an answer will suggest itself. Thank you, but no. I try to avoid large population centers. The temptation. You understand. I'll find someplace nearby, but out of the way where I can set up my equipment and work undisturbed. I'll send word when I have something to report. I met a clever woman who lives in the bog near Morthal. Old Mjolin's a dying breed among the Nords, a practitioner of the old magic. The locals both admire and fear her. If anyone can help me untangle the Coven's ritual, it's her. Mjolin's experience with the old ways and reach magic make her ideally suited to assist me in this endeavor. She's the closest thing to an expert we're likely to find out here. And one who doesn't want to feed our eyes to a harpy. Western Skyrim consists of 3 holds: Haafingar, Hjalmarch, and Carthald. Morthal is the capital of Hjalmarch. It's located southeast of Solitude, along the River Hjal. Old Mjolin lives in the marshlands nearby. The Raven Watch has had to curtail rogue vampire clans, and put down feral blood fiends on occasion, but I've never dealt with anything like this before. People turning into harrow fiends, or becoming mindless harrowed. It's a nightmare. Yes, but more research is required to confirm anything. Still, from what we observed here, it appears the Harrow Storm produced 3 distinct results in those caught within it. It turned them into Harrow Fiends, or harrowed, or it simply killed them.
So, what did your vampire friend discover? Reach witches summoning magical storms to create feral vampires? That's horrible, but to what purpose? Well, that's the next puzzle to solve. First, we need to get this information to the Queen. Here. This was for Brondel, but it's yours now. Queen Gerhild needs to hear what we discovered at Kilcreath Temple. Hopefully that will be enough for her to get us an audience with High King Svargrim. The Queen seemed reasonable. She'll believe us. As for Svargrim, who can tell? I haven't met the man, but everything I've heard describes him as prideful, arrogant, and hard-headed. Even with the Queen's help, there's no guarantee. I'd like to knock down the palace door, grab him by the throat, and shake him until he listens. That would probably start a war, though, and Yoren specifically asked me to avoid that. For now, let's bring our evidence to Queen Gerhild. If there's anything else we need to discuss, let's get it out of the way now, before we return to Solitude. Hey, you and Fëanorian came to that conclusion, not me. Still, it makes as much sense as anything. As to why, I have no idea. This connection to vampires, though, that's troubling. We should keep Fen away until we get into Svargrim's good graces. No, I need you, and you've already been seen working with me. What I don't want to do is risk bringing an unknown factor into the equation, especially not an unknown vampire when vampires are clearly working with the Icereach Coven. A clever woman? Out here? Nords are extremely distrustful of magic, especially Nords from Western Skyrim. I'm surprised the people of Morthal tolerate her presence. If anyone can help Fen figure out the Coven's ritual, though, it would be her. Our priority remains getting an audience with High King Svargrim. We need to convince him that the Icereach Coven is a threat to his kingdom, and get him to help us stop them. Let's return to Solitude and present our findings to the Queen. Clever men and women are Nords with an aptitude for magic, though most use the term to refer to practitioners of the old ways. They're rare. Not the usual adepts found at the Mages Guild. Distrust of magic runs deep in Skyrim, especially out here. Could be that the elves our ancestors fought soured our taste for magic. Or maybe there weren't enough skalds singing about wizards going to Sovngarde. Might be that Nords just prefer their natural talents. Either way, magic isn't popular here.
Isn't a tour, it's a tale.
to run away. Well, now I guess it will. Finders keepers, as they say.
What do you want?
That thing's so ugly, it's criminal.
What is it?
become agreeable. That was a bit of a warm-up. Probably shouldn't be proud of that. Of them. Oh, thank Beck. They're coming for us.
Well, I've made it this far with no catastrophes. That has to count for something, right? Is the area safe? I'm so nervous. Oh, right, of course. You're the one who knows what to do. I brought my dagger in case there are giant bugs or something. I've never stabbed a giant bug before. Is it as icky? Wonderful. So those tales about being dragged into caves and devoured by frostbite spiders are just stories to make children behave? Don't answer, or you'll scare me out of doing this. Lead on to the mound. Look out! not sensing any strange energies. I don't know if that's good or bad. Are you ready to head inside? We need to go to the center of the mound. That's the best place for my spell. Here we go. Don't worry, everything's fine. I'm not panicking. There. Oh, it worked. At least I think it worked. No rumblings, no explosions, so that's promising. But that spell took a lot out of me. Could you help me out of here? Let's hurry. I don't want to linger here. Here we are, entirely uneaten. Thank you for your help. I had no idea fieldwork was so invigorating. I can't wait to tell my peers at the Antiquarian Circle all about it. Oh, really? I'm very new, our latest member. I only joined recently. Anyway, this is wonderful. Imagine the coincidence of my asking you, a fellow member, for help out here. Well, not exactly. Gabrielle made her skepticism quite clear. Is she always that blunt? She told me I could gather information as long as I didn't get directly involved. But I wanted to prove myself to the Circle. I hope I'm not in trouble. No! I mean, I don't think so. I took the initiative to deal with something that could be a big threat. That counts for something, right? I have to explain my findings to Gabrielle, and I promise to pay you, so meet me at the Circle.
don't like your odds.
Is that the last of them? Oh, thank feck.
Another day, another failure. If you come to rob me, you will leave disappointed. All this land and only weeds to show for it. Do you ever regret your choices, Wanderer? Ever feel certain you are on the just path? Only it leads nowhere. That's where you'll find this old farmer. A lifetime of failure. For 30 years I have hunted my brother's killer. Tracked it all across Skyrim seeking justice. Somehow it always managed to vanish. Tell me, have you heard any stories of a monster called the Pale Man? Something that stalks the moonlit snows. It steals loved ones away without a sound. A couple folks sent letters saying they had new sightings. These old legs are much too ruined for travel now. Would you be willing to hear them out for some gold? Find Efja in Morthal and Hartgurt in Dragonbridge. Tell them Erorf sent you. Ask them where they saw the Pale Man and who it stole. Thanks for hearing out an old man. Most just think I have lost my mind, but I know the truth. Ah, got your interest, did it? Maybe you're the person I need after all. Maybe Kang decided to send me a blessing instead of a curse. For once in my damned life. All you need to know about the Pale Man is that it takes people. It took my brother. Drendek, yes, my older brother. Strong and hearty. A Nord's Nord. I thought there was no one in the world stronger than Drendek. Of course, I was only 6 at the time. Then the Pale Man snatched Drendek up like a babe. Some say that. Most claim it doesn't exist at all. My father claimed that, and my mother, and the Sword Thane of Morthal. They all said a bear took Drendek. They said a little traumatized boy imagined the Pale Man. Made up stories. He's not a story. I hunt the Pale Man. I have been hunting the cursed thing for 30 years. But it's like a ghost. Comes in snowstorms every 10 or so years. Takes wit once in a spree of abductions, and then vanishes again. Every time it comes back, I get closer. The Pale Man took their loved ones, as it has taken so many over the years. These people are witnesses, so I need to know what they saw. I can't return whoever they lost, but I can track the thing down and kill it. A bad fall. While exploring a cave out on the northern coast, looking for signs of the Pale Man, when I ran right into a nest of frostbite spiders. I got out of the cave, but slipped and fell down a hill. Damn near crawled back to Dragonbridge. You ever try crawling from the northern coast to Dragonbridge? It took damn near 3 days. By the time I got back, my wounds were infected. Or so the healer said. Legs haven't worked right since. I can walk, but I can't run. Damned inconvenient.